One thing we wanted to feature on our program this year was gardening in window boxes. Well, since we didn't really have a lot of windows on our studio barn, we thought we could build our own window box theme garden. So we got some old windows, we made some makeshift windows, put them together, built some window boxes and put them on some supports and created our own window box garden. I'd like to thank Charlie Gray, one of our resident handy persons out here at the research station. He did a great job building all of this and putting it together. He used rot-resistant cedar wood so our window boxes would last quite a while. Now, some of the things you want to think about when you're putting your window boxes together, you want to make sure that they have drain holes in the bottom, just like you would with any other container that you'd be planting in. Use soil that is light and well drained. And when you construct your window boxes, make sure they run the entire width of the window. They just look a lot better if you do that. And another important thing is to not make them too big. You don't want them too deep or too thick so they get too heavy, especially when the soil is wetted thoroughly. One way to get the window boxes to last longer is if you put some sort of lining inside the box, something like plastic or a pond liner, or you could go with something like this. It's sort of a plastic window box type container. Now you could just design your window boxes where this would fit down inside and you'd sort of have a pot within a pot, but it does good to protect the wood, and also you could pot up several of these, and then whenever you needed to change out the plants, it'd be quick and easy. Just drop in a new group of plants. Now, seasonality is one of the benefits to using window boxes. You can plant them with something that will look good in the springtime, maybe some snapdragons and alyssum. As it gets hot, you could trade that out for something like periwinkles or lantana. You could go with mums in the fall. Even the winter time, you can dress up your window boxes with evergreens. And right here, you could use some of the plants like I've got on display here. We've got a blue star juniper. It's in a 1-gallon pot. You may have to kind of massage that root ball a little bit to get it to fit in there, but that would be okay. We've got a little dwarf golden arborvitae here to give us some good wintertime color. And then for some evergreen cascading plants, we have some of these little trailing euonymus. This one's called Moon Shadow. It's got that really nice variegation. This one's called Emerald Gaiety. And down here on the end, we've got another similar one. This one's called Emerald and Gold. But these would work great to trail over the edges of the window boxes. And I'm not a big euonymus fan because of the scale they get, but I think containers and window boxes are an excellent way to use these plants. You can even plant some bulbs in your window boxes, like some shorter tulips, some miniature daffodils, or crocus to give you an early spring display. Well, with our window boxes, we've got quite a different group of plants and different types of window boxes here in our display. I particularly like this one. We've got the purple angelonia, sometimes referred to as summer snapdragon, a little heat tolerant tender plant from Mexico. We've got a sun coleus right here known as rustic orange. It's one of my favorite foliage plants. And then we've got these complementary trailing plants down here at the bottom. This is Silver Falls dichondra, wonderful silver trailing plant. Another window box theme we have is this one right over here. This is a window box full of cacti and succulents. A window box that doesn't take a lot of moisture. Down here on the end, we've got a rat's tail cactus, and I'm not gonna touch it. Right next to it, we've got this hens and chicks looking plant known as a dudleya. We've got some sedums, and right here we've got an interesting plant. This is a club moss crassula. We've got a few other sedums and other succulents as well to complete the look of our cacti and succulent window box. Another group of plants that requires low moisture is the herb plants, and we've got a collection of those here in this planter below our window boxes to give us an idea of some of these plants. But I think a window box full of herbs would be a great idea for a kitchen window. You can just open up the kitchen window, harvest some fresh herbs, and use those to cook up something really nice for the table. Right above the herb garden window box, we've got a water garden window box. And this is one that we've got a water garden liner inside here. We've got a little pump and fountain, and we've got it full of these little water garden plants. Now this is one that it doesn't matter so much if you've got drain holes in the bottom. Well, just like our other containers, when we're thinking about mixing a group of plants together for a window box, we want to use plants that will give you three different types of elements. We want an upright centerpiece, something that is sort of a bushy, space-filling plant, and then we want lots of cascading plants spilling out of the sides of the window box. And the cascading plants are going to be some of the most important because our window boxes are close to eye level, and those are going to be some of the main plants that you see. We've got the little silver helichrysum right here. We've got the little chenille plant, a red hot cat's tail, and we've got a little calibrachoa down here, a little miniature petunia-like plant. Now, whenever you are putting your window boxes together, it's important to know that they're going to need lots of water throughout the season, and as the season progresses, they're going to be needing more and more as the weather gets hotter and the plants get larger and they start filling up those boxes with their roots. And if you don't have a long watering wand to water your window boxes, you could do something like this. This is just a little homemade contraption. We took a water hose and we took a breaker off the end of a watering wand, put it on the end of our water hose. We then got some clothespin clamps and just clamped it to this old rake handle. And whenever we turn this on, it'll work great just to kind of dribble the water into the window boxes. And you can water these lower ones. You can even reach quite high and get some of those higher window boxes in this way. So remember, make sure that you include drain holes in your window boxes, use a rot-resistant wood, and they'll last a lot longer if you line them with some sort of inner lining.